never ends. Dealing with a lot of the crazy things that go on in this world. Another black man has come up dead, hanging out with white friends. The only black individual on the trip comes up unalive, comes up dead, and the same tired excuse that he did it to himself, just across the board, did it to himself. You know, this is some crazy. It's damn near the exact situation, even with the phone. Even with the phone, dealing with Nolan Wells, and this brother's name is Gerard Jackson. He's from Illinois. Okay, he was 28 years old. Okay, and he was on a trip with friends to go to this music festival in Michigan. It's called the Electric Forest Music Festival. Okay, so I don't know how many friends went with him, but obviously he's 28 years old. Obviously, they had some situation earlier in the day where the police had been called out. Now, I believe with his friends. Listen. It says earlier that morning, troopers responded to Gerard Jackson, the brother right behind me, on the thumbnail. Uh, Troopers responded to Jackson's campsite after he reported an alleged criminal incident involving a friend. You hear that? Let me say that to you again. Earlier that morning, troopers responded to Gerard Jackson's campsite after he reported an alleged criminal incident involving a friend. After interviewing those involved, investigators concluded that no criminal incident had occurred. I would like to know what that criminal incident was. I would like to know what Gerard Jackson, because from what I'm reading, he was the one that called the police. He was the one that called the police. Why did he call the police the first time? That's very clear. We need to know why that was. And they concluded that no crime had been committed. Okay? And so authorities say Jackson left behind his cell phone and other personal belongings. See, that's where you go. That part right there already super suspicious. Cause that's the one thing a motherfucker not gonna leave is his phone. They not gonna goddamn leave a phone. Nolan left his phone. Nolan Wells left his brother Gerard Jackson, left his phone. And now they saying other people that responded said that motherfuckers was trying to get some money out of his account. Trying to get some money out of his account. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to get more, and I'm gonna tap back in on that. I just need to find the yeah. Well, I mean, your grandmammy and grandpappy was straight out the cave with fleas and shit, and lice, and we've been telling people that you need you literally need to go back up in the cave, but somehow you've managed to stay out here far longer than I would have allowed. You know what I'm saying? So, even in the medieval period, they were showing the wild men, wild women, even wild babies. This was white people showing, so when y'all get near them woods, y'all revert back to, y'all natural, your natural instincts. So y'all probably, got off in them damn woods with that boy, and y'all went back, straight Sasquatch and shit. You reverted back to your natural nature of the Yeti, and the damn Bigfoot. We know who the Bigfoot is. They ain't looking for Bigfoot. You Bigfoot. All you had to do is and don't shave for about 6 months. If you take away the blade, if you take away shaving cream and razor blades from Neanderthal people, you'll see where the Bigfoot is. You wouldn't be looking for him. That motherfucker right in front of your eyes. He just didn't metamorphosize. Yeah, he didn't metamorphosize. He did. We not staying, and that's Jimmy White. That's right. That's very, we know that. But just because, yeah, you know what? I understand that, but at the same time, that's no reason. But he got to be more critical about the people that he hang around. A lot of our people ain't been trained like the conscious community. You feel what I'm saying? So we, some of us, ain't built like that. They've been raised in a world where they've been, taught, this humanistic unreality and shit like that, and they live in it, and as long as they can, and they pay a price, but that's no reason to take that boy's life. You know what I'm saying? I still put the fucking blame on them Neanderthals. You feel what I'm saying? They was responsible for unaliving that boy. We understand that. We speak on that too. We speak on that too. I just talked about a young girl that was unalived by her parents. We talk about I don't spare nothing. But this shit right here is a his, and so we deal with everything in context. So don't come over here thinking that we speak on all realities of our existence, and all crimes against the people. So I just did one where a young girl was unalived by her own mother and father. So you can get on away from here with that. You see what I'm saying? And we get on their ass too. No less, no less. You feel what I'm saying? This is a historical racial terror that has been put on our people long before our people started unaliving themselves. You know what I'm saying? So y'all been unaliving our people longer than the criminal element amongst black people. Criminal element of black people literally came during the time of the crack era, when George Bush and what's his name? No, George Bush. What's that motherfucker under Reagan? Weinberger. Now, I think his name was Weinberger. What's that other motherfucker? Oliver North, where they was allowing these getting dope from the Contra to sell in the United States, you see, and started the crack epidemic. With the crack epidemic came the type of violence that you see in America. And what you do is that the element of that crime, the black on black crime that was created during that era still exists today. But those that was responsible, like Oliver North and I know Weinberger, he was pardoned by Ronald Reagan. George Bush and all of them, who was at that time, I believe, the head of the CIA. So we know exactly. But what y'all been doing to our people been going on since no on you devil. We got to stay on you, devil. You are the one responsible. Because let me tell you something, devil. And I'm glad you always coming. And we still know that Gerard Jackson. We're gonna talk about him. They took his phone. They took his cell phone, just like Nolan, trying, from my understanding, trying to get into his bank account and shit like that. But let me get back up on you, devil. You see what I'm saying? Because it's been many times where black people had established great cities and towns in the United States where you jealous hearted Neanderthals, jealous because you have always taught that we was inferior. But there were many towns that was really far more outstanding than any other white town in the goddamn county, in the state. And because of that, your jealousy, you understand, your deep hate and sentiment against black people cause you to lash out like a beast that you are. And many people just like, even a Coe. What was that? A Coe that was down there in Florida too, where you ran everybody out there. It kept their houses, yeah, kept their houses and all of that. So that's the beast in you. Don't get away. When it just tell the truth on your, because we tell the truth on people. And in the black race is that, unworthy of, unworthy to be a part of the community. We get on them. Get on your grandmammy, your great grandmammy and grandpappy. I know it's hard for you. Yeah, I know it. I know it's, and it ain't hard for you. But it's hard for you to get up here. You want to talk about everybody but your great grandmammy and grandpappy. Vile as they could be. Vile as they could be. You see? So I want you, yeah, I want you to get up. When you get to talk about them. Get on your great grandmammy and grandpappy. Vile. 40, 30, 40,000. You ain't never seen black people come out no 30, 40,000 to see somebody burned. How vile. That just show you the deep, to see a person burn. You know, that's, it's like a state fair and shit. How vile. And then that's 30, 40,000 people. You're talking about racism. Yeah, and show me where black people have, come out 30, 40,000 to see something happen to a white person. Can you show me something equivalent to that? If you can't show me nothing equivalent to that, shut the fuck up. Do you have any pictures? Because we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, pictures with crowds of white. So one or two crowds taking pictures with lynched bodies, and you talk about racism. Can you show me anywhere where black people have took pictures with white bodies hanging from trees, come out in large numbers to gather around something so brutal and inhumane? And you're gonna talk about we keep the racism going. You have no instance where our people did to you what you did to us. You do not have that. So don't come down in the last 30, 40 years after the crack epidemic. No, let's go before all of that. You see, and what y'all do is y'all put black people in the TV and put all our shit in the TV. And yeah, we got some fucked up shit going on that need to be dealt with. But what is not talked about is all the shit that y'all do every fucking day. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are vile individuals. You see, vile. All that shooting up schools and shit. I remember back when we was coming up, people used to talk about how bad black school. That was back, way back. And then all of a sudden, it was just every white school, it was shooting. You wasn't seeing no shootings like that at black schools. You don't see no motherfucker coming no black schools shooting up no whole damn school like that. So the truth is, y'all say a lot of shit that's not true. It's white kids that's shooting up all these schools. Yeah, that's reality. That's reality. You say, how can America be racist when we literally, what the fuck do that got to do with? What the fuck do having a black, and what make him black? Cause you say he black? He had a white mammy. What the fuck? A daddy from Nigeria. This wasn't no home. This is a mixed man with a white mammy and a Nigerian father. He wasn't even a homegrown nigga. Man, if you don't get out of my goddamn face, if you don't get out of my damn face, man, I'm done with y'all, man. I don't give a fuck if he was, that's the same shit Godfrey said. You know what I'm saying? I've been done with Obama. The same president that told every little black boy should have a gay mentor or a gay friend. Is that what Obama said? The Obama that legalized gay marriages and shit. What's black about that? That's y'all shit. That's that Greco-Roman. Oh, Kenya. Was he from Kenya? It don't make no difference. It wasn't homegrown. Shit. It wasn't homegrown. Oh, Kenya. That's right, Kenya. That's right. Yeah. Mama was from Ireland and his daddy was from Kenya. This ain't no homegrown nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he can't even connect to slavery. How can he connect to slavery in America? His daddy came from Kenya. His mama family come from Ireland. How can he feel the pain? And this is what I'm saying. If you can't trace now that part I believe totally. If you cannot trace your lineage back to blacks, that the original blacks of the land, motherfucker, you can't speak for us. You can't speak for us. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'm up out of here, man. I'm up out of here, man. I love these Neanderthals because we had a black. But what the fuck? Man, I'm done. I'm done. Anyway, I'll see y'all in a minute. Click that link down in the video description. And we're going to get back on Gerard Jackson. Another brother, and I'm going to end on that so people understand his demise. Went out with, and y'all should learn about, a lot of times, you got to learn not to be, messing with these Neanderthals. That shit don't work. You don't see when you look at two different species, you have to understand that species really don't get together like that. There's always, you got some species that pretend and that be their mechanism to get you in the web so they can prey on your ass. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's happening. And a lot of our people have to wake up to the reality. They took that boy's phone again because you trying to hide evidence. This is what it is. Why is that every death of a black person, they did it to themselves? This has become the answer by default. They did it to themselves. The girl that hung herself in Miami did it to herself. Everybody did it to themselves. But if it was anyways flipped and Nolan Wells was a white boy surrounded by 5 niggas, they would not respond the same. That's facts. And that's racism. That's racism in your face. You see what I'm saying? People want to talk about racism. That's racism. When you can flip it and you automatically know what the answer be. 5 niggas with a white boy? Y'all got his phone? Oh, no. Y'all ass going down. You ain't got to worry about them motherfuckers not being downtown at being interrogated. You know that for a fact. Got his phone too? Oh, y'all going down. Okay? That's racism. I'll see y'all in a minute. Click the Patreon. Get over there. Patreon General SETI support. Get over there to General SETI at Etsy. Get that original material I got for you, and I'll see you real soon. Black Power.